says I'm live. Of course I'm live. I'm alive. I don't like to do these live videos. You know, I really don't. But I had a pop-up. Can you call it a pop-up blog? YouTube sent me. I get all excited. I got a comment on my YouTube channel. You know, 1,100 followers, 1,200 followers just about. And so I look at it, and all it is it's YouTube sending me a message that one of my videos just hit 10,000 views. 2017, I think it was August. So about 18 months, 10,000 views. And the video says, talks about roulette. And I'm really never talking about roulette. In fact, the roulette, the cards, the cards. Hold on a second. Where's my roulette wheel? I can't believe I can't find a roulette wheel anywhere. There's in here. Let me get that off. Where's that? Oh, autofocus. Get that autofocus off. I like to have a thing just to keep it off. So here's the roulette wheel. Here is the cards. Here are some dice, all telling a story. Even the digital clock today, to walk across the street, you know, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. It's got all those dots, and I'm trying to say, you know what? It's lined up so the 9 is on the complete right in area 369. Unless the dice cube is turned this way, it's no longer in 369. You see, if the dice cube is this way, it would be 369. You see, 369. But if it was this way, it's no longer 369, right? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's now 12. Is there a greater distance from here to here than from here to here? Where is the greater distance? Is there a greater distance? Should I be going 1? Look at the dice closely. 1. Is this overlapping? At what tilt should this be? These two. Am I going to get the camera really? Let's get the camera really close. In fact, let me use a better dice. This is the dice here. Is this the dice? Is this the one? Do I like this one? Oh no, this one. These are not real. Not real enough for me. This keeps it square. So when I turn the dice this way, does every dot get a space? Because if every dot gets a space, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look, up and down. I'm going to try and show you this clearly. Can I get this? Straight up and down. Straight up and down. How am I looking at it? Straight up and down. Straight up and down in its own air. Oh, no. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 5 in a row here. So what is actually happening? Am I going into the next area space, or am I going to complete the expansion of a single area space? Do you follow what I'm saying? How can I explain this? How wide is this really the space? It's this by this. When you play roulette, when you look at the numbers in roulette, they're not square. They're rectangular, which tells me it's like this and not like this. It's like this. It's its widest here. So it's showing me 5 area spaces, in which when you turn it that way and you look at the 5, it only shows 3 area spaces because of the in-between voids that you do not see. So would you call this a half space? So there's a lot of questions that I ask myself, and then some people would say, what are you asking yourself those questions? Why do you even bother asking yourself those questions? Because if you're gonna make a machine, you have to know all the questions. Oh, this is the pan, the oil goes in the pan, or there's a zert and the grease goes in the zert. And how is this earth spinning around the sun? And don't forget, I started this video because of the 10,000 video that they talk about, the 10,000 videos, and I'm talking about roulette, and I don't have the card that came with it, and I was showing distance between each number. You don't need to win after in roulette. It's how roulette came to having the chance of winning. but you can never reduplicate of what already has been there, because the first time is always the first time, and the next time is just another time off of the first time, meaning that creation set up these numbers. So math, we're going to take it as math, set up these numbers. What each number means, I don't know the definition. I don't know if it's on a scale. I don't know if we're comparing what black and red to as being in the red and being in the black, or having a negative ground and a positive. I don't know what these colors. Then we come to gray, and gray tells me hydro. Green tells me land and nature, and gray tells me hydro, because, well, you know what, the blue shows me hydro also, but a lot of times people say, hey, I saw a pink elephant. No, most of the time you're going to look at the clouds, and you say, hey, I saw a gray elephant. Gray elephant, right away, water, hydro. Chasing the mouse, electricity. Where's the cat? Communication. Don't pass that fence, because I seen a cat on the fence and he's been electrified. You ever touch your cat being electrified? I see there's 3 people. Jeff Wet, yo, what's up? You know what? Now you took me off my game. I don't know what's up. Something's up. In fact, I'm never even sure. Are we always on the up and up? We're standing up. I'm up. I woke up this morning. I got up. I didn't have Coke. I had 7 up. So if 7 was up, what is up? Is the 3rd and the 7th letter. So that means if 7 was up and we use the word up, we can also say it in French and say oh. Okay, which just the sound of it says, what's up? It says in the French terminology, it says in water. That's what's up, in water. If I go just to the numeric value, okay, first of all, I just want to tell you before I go, O, they spell it H-A-U-T. Water is E-A-U. So although it's completely different, how many stories do I have? And starting with O is the H, telling me the heaven is up. The heaven is always up. It's up and above wherever you can breathe. The air is up. Okay, so we were talking about this dice cube. We were talking about this. Everybody wants to know, how do you win? How do you win? And it just propelled me. Can I use those words? I can't always come up with these great words. Hydro is up. You know what? I said you can never transport electricity, but actually you can create it in the sky. Is that correct? Hydro is up. Now, this is a funny word, hydro, because the other day I was fooling around in my head. I like to fool around in my head. And I was saying high, low, high tide, low tide, high, low. How high and how low can you go? High, low, and go is the N letter. You're going from low to high, over, and back up again. So you're showing the motion. And the angle of the N letter, depending on how you're going to create that, is that how fast a 24-hour day goes? Or is that to revert to how many tides come in and out during one day? If it's one tide, then this might be one day if you're using the N. Now, if you're going to use this Z letter, okay, I have to question myself. Is it the average distance between the two that the high and the low is? I know I switched off subjects from hydro, because that now hydronates, to hydronate yourself, the oil to lubricate. Drone. What is a drone? What is it? Operated by somebody else, something else. YD comes together, telling me why I always put together as Earth, runner of Christ, through the gateway, on the moon, through Mars. So it must be Mars's moon. And the reason I say that is because the numeric value, or the letter in the alphabet where Y sits, is the 25th. It also, reverse alphabet where it's Z, Y, Z, Z, Y, it would also be the B letter. So it would be B and Y, by the way, by the wayside. Which way is it going? So anyways, the Y represents Earth. And those two numbers, when they're multiplied, which I call the star system multiplication, right? Times, plus. See what I have to do with my hands between times and plus? Like I'm moving forward. Let's move forward. So it's plus. Multiplied, I'm just maybe just building up. So where was I? I lost myself because I must be all over the place. Those are the comments I get. Antarctica. Oh, very good. I like that. Oh, my God. So when you say ant, now you're thinking small. You're thinking the brain, small brain elephant. Why small brain elephant? Because the elephant, although gray and blue, although he stamps out the mouse, which the cat is chasing, and then you shock the two, and I don't know, maybe you create electricity through it. But I also say that the cat is communication. The elephant has a small brain and big ears. So now the ears have to flap to keep that microprocessor cool so we can get that information moving without burning up the whatever you want to call it, right? If you don't keep things lubricated or greased and cool, you're going to burn them out. You don't want to freeze anything, or maybe you do some things, but you don't want to melt anything either. You need to create the perfect world. Here it is, the perfect world. Now, however that ball goes around, now you're just chasing life. There's only basically two ways to find the number on the wheel. Is to find a croupier who's spinning and always seems to be falling in that right area where you can almost get into the game and you can see it. You just look at the numbers and you just know right away where the numbers are. You can see the flow. If the flow is in the mind and you can see it, you'll know. On one side of the board, okay, 3, 5, 7, it's on this side of the board. 3, 5, 7, and 9, 32, 34, and 36. When you have a high red, like 36, you're going to have a low one, 36 and 33. You're going to have high, low, high, low. If you have a medium black, right, on this side, you have all the medium blacks, 11, 13, 15. Where's that 15 in here? 15, 17. So you have all the center, 12 blacks in the center, except for that 111 in the middle. And 26 near the end. Where's 26? 26 near the end. And these numbers, okay, as to birth, as to the cycle of the moon, as the dog. Why the dog? Because that is the point. You see, the number 26 stands for God. It stands for queen. It stands for dog. Now, when you multiply it, 2 times 6, 2 plus 6, it's 8 and 12 or 8 and 3. Right away, these letters put together is for church. And inside the church is the U and R, and that totals 21, which is 1 through 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, this might seem all, can I say the word convoluted to you, as it's all made up? Of course it's made up. It's made up through the knowledge that, or the understanding through the words, okay, and definitions of what has already been created out there. I'm just bringing it one step further. C and H is for church. C and H, okay, is also for the chicken on the church, the rooster, because 3 and 8 is 11, and in pool, that's the red ball for the red sun. Now we're down in China. They always say in terminology in Bugs Bunny, you're digging down to China. Now they always say the red hot spot for this earth is the center core, the center of the earth. Now I don't know what that means, but we're going to jump off of that. Okay. I'm going to try and see if I can stick on this 3 and 11. Now, 3 and 11 will create your electric company with the red sun. Okay, 3 times 8, 3 plus 8 is 24, bringing in my cat. 3 and 8 is 11. 11 and 24 is 35. 24 minus 11 is 13. These numbers, the EC, electric company, EC, okay, when you play the game of craps, which is the game you roll 7 or 11, the opposite of 7 will always be 7, but the opposite of 11 is 1 and 2, 21, 12, 21, 33, command creation of the Christ, whichever way you want. But when you design that, it shows 2 different worlds, half of the heaven, half of the number 8. Nothing is anything unless it has a mirror image and a replica to complete it. Because when we come into this world, however it may be, and whatever I'm going to make up for my truth, okay, you have to duplicate everything you say because you have already had to thought of it to say it. You're only adding on from what you remember that went into your star system in the past to come forward into the body that you live right here on this planet Earth. That's how I believe they say, how can God be in all of us? Is because we're self-created. And we're all adjusted through whatever the Urantia machine brings to us. however it's set up. That's the way I see it. So we're back to, if I can remember, if I'm not all over the place, to C and H and church, U and R. And what I love about U and R is because that's when we get into the 7th inning stretch. That's when we see the skies of Saturn. Why? Because 21 and 18 is 39. And somewhere on this board, I wonder if they're together, 21 and 18. Is it 21 and 18? Hold on a second. 21 and 18. Look at that. One hop and a skip away from each other. I already knew that. You know why? Because 19 and 18 is 37. 18 and 21 is 39. 21 and 16 is 37. 23 and 16 is 39. 37, 39, 37, 39. It's telling me a story. I don't need to roll the ball. There was some mathematician that was out there. There was also a guy with a little machine pressing and say, okay, I know where the ball's going to fall based on the speed, blah, blah, blah. And he was right like 80% of the time, according to YouTube videos. But how should I know? I can just tell you what's plain and easy. If you don't do the math in any kind of business, you're not going to maximize. Ask any poker player. If you don't do the math of the game that you're in right now, you can forget it. We live in a very difficult world unless you do the math. You're going somewhere today, and instead of doing the math all the time, you make yourself a budget, and you understand that budget, and you have to budget for the future. So you have to prepare for the future that already hasn't happened, that everything is so expensive today that we can barely have any fun because we always need to save our money to make sure we're always eating. Now we want to go on a date, but that's extra money. How much do I have? I just can't work in a restaurant at $12 an hour. Or wherever. $480 a week. What are you going to do at $480 a week? After you pay this, that, and the other thing, let's say you're left with $350 after taxes. You got $1,400, $500 for apartment, you got $900. You got $300 to eat, and you're eating at the minimum. You know, what do you have? $300 left. You can't do very much. You can't go very far. You make one mistake, you're done. So we're off the C&H. Why is it the 7th inning stretch? Because in the 7th inning, my friends, take me out to the ball game. I mean, take me out of the ball game or take me out to the ball game? You mean I'm here for 6.5 innings. It's a 7th inning stretch, and we're singing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." Like, what is that? Is this song only for those who are at home? I mean, if you're in Chicago or LA and take me out to the ball game in the 7th inning, you'll be there by the ball game the next day. There are 18 outs for the home team residency. There are 21 outs for the visiting team. 21 outs for the visiting team. Alpha beta creation, 1 times 2, 1 plus 2. BC creation in the light. BC creation 2 and 3. And what comes into the light from 2 and 3, the 23rd letter, the delta angle? I don't know. How about DNA? An altered dissension. Why do I say that word? I don't know. But it's 1 and 4. 1 and 4 equals 5. 2 and 3 equals 5. 9 and 5 equals 14. 1 and 4 equals 5. 8 and 6 equals 14. 1 and 4 equals 5. 7 and 7 equals 14. The creation of the Christ. Come on, give me the gateway through the moon. 3, 1, 3, 7. 5 and 2, 7. 3, 1, 3. Now this is very interesting. 13, 31, 13, 57. 31, 13, 31, 75. On this wheel, I'm not sure where it is. 6 and 34 is 40, and 17 is 57. And somewhere else on this wheel, I'd have to look at it this way. 20 and 14 is 34, plus 31. 34 and 31, 65, and 1 and 9, 75, 57, 75. If you look online and you look up the roulette wheels, you're going to see a board that says orphelin. And for me, when you start adding the word orphelin, morphine, orph, gold, pliable, something that's pliable, are we pliable? At what point will you call a grain pliable? Gold is pliable because you can You can maneuver it, right? But still at one point, there is a complete, some sort of either gas or solid through the molecule. Something has to exist in order to make form, whether it's the netting of an empty balloon. Anyways, so that's the 7th inning stretch. We're not going to talk about rainouts. We're not going to talk about how many actual strikes have to be thrown before the inning is over. And it's 9 strikes. And it's 3 outs. But if we were talking to each other and you would say the pitcher has the ball and he threw the ball, well, if he threw 4 balls, the guy would have to take a base if you don't explain to me the definition. I threw the ball, you got the ball. Yeah, it's a ball, it's a ball. It's a ball or a strike. He threw the ball, threw him a ball. Okay, 4 balls, take first base. So after he throws 3 pitches, even if the guy is out, he threw 3 balls. 3 balls, that were strikes. Anyways, just playing around, 7th inning stretch. Take me out to the ball game, hot dogs and peanuts. So we have a sausage and we have a peanut, usually, and never mind, they were Planters peanuts. So planters, I mean, the word planters is so they planted it on the earth. Terre in French is earth, or they ripped through the earth and they planted us here. They seeded us here. Does it mean a seed? Seed, what seed are you in? Oh, I'm in the 5th seed, meaning in what place in the tournament are you taking place? So planters, peanuts, because that's the peanuts I saw. I have to base it on what I saw. Maybe you saw what I saw when we saw it at the same time. People who were born in the 1600s didn't see what I saw, and I didn't see what they saw, although I could have reflected on what somebody said they saw, but I still didn't see what they saw. Even if you replicated on TV, how do I know you replicated exactly what they saw, what you knew they saw I'm going to see? I may not see it the same way. I know art is that way. 7th inning stretch. 10-4 code. Deck of cards. Funny thing about the deck of cards, I wasn't going to do this, but I'm going to do it anyways. I should turn on the lights. Hold on a second. Just give me a second. I want to turn on a light. Give me a second. I'm coming back. I'm not leaving. No, can't find it. That's okay. All right. This is what we're going to do right here. Just very, very quickly. Oh, you know what? I'm going to do it over the, I'm going to do it with that. I'm going to do it with that. Just let me set up. I just want to fool around a little bit. I was looking at this today. I'm just hanging my camera up somewhere. I'm hoping that it doesn't fall. Maybe I'll put something on top of it to help it. Okay, there you go. Okay. Whoop. No, that ain't working. Let me get something bigger and put this on top of it so it doesn't fall. There you go. There you go. Let's take out this card now. Let's take out that card. There's a couple of things I wanted to do to the cards. Now, I'm not sure if this is going to work. Let me move this book away. And I still have these 2 books that I didn't finish. But before I go, I just want to I just want to see, you know, what each card does. And we had the 7 card, 5 up and 5 down, but what can actually be done here? So that's basically what that card looks like, right? I mean, I can do this square also. I can do it differently. I'm not sure which way I want to do it because, you know, there's more ways to do coordinate space. But if we look at it, we get 1, 2 areas empty, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 4 and 6 and 2 and 8 are all on the dividing line. So it would be 0.5. And then over here would be what area space? So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, because this is up, would this be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? And the second 5 is empty? Or would it be 9, 10, 11? So this is either going to be 5 or 2. That's the earth number. So in the 8 card, see in the 4 card, it'll be we can look at it that way. And this is like, it's like a gear. It just keeps turning like a turbine of some sort. And I can probably do this the other way and come back like I did on that card and come back over here. And then it would look like a C inside of like a house, like framed in. You know, I know sometimes they get boring. I did this one here already, this one here, but I don't like it. I did this one here, right? If you want to look at it that way. So when you put 2 9s together, this will end up making the beehive. Is there another 9 here somewhere? Here, look. I don't know if we can do this, but let me see if I can move this camera back a little bit. Wait a second. Where am I going? Right here. Or something like that. You see what I'm saying? The beehive, the big beehive over here. Let me do one more card. Here's the 8 card. Okay, and there's many things. I see what I did here. I actually made the club out of that. Now, whether that's true or not, you see the way it connects over here. If I connect to the ground, I don't need to connect to the sky. I mean, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. I know this is getting long. I'm stuck here. I'm stuck. It's the same thing. I'm going to ask you a question. Like, you'll say, well, it's not the same at the bottom as at the top. Are you standing on your head with are your hands like your feet? Are your feet on the ground or your feet in the air? One or the other in some situations. If you go north, you're coming from, normally you're coming from south something. I'm coming from southeast and I'm going north. So what direction am I actually going? I'm going exactly north from wherever I am in a straight direction. Not all the time, but if I'm talking straight direction. So if I go back to the roulette wheel again, they made this. They made it perfect to creation, and you play a game. It's a game. It's a game of chance. Just like anything you do, it's a calculated risk, and that's what you do every single time. So when you leave your house to go gaming or whichever way you're going to spend your money, it's always nice to know that at least you can get out and breathe, have a little bit of breathing space instead of always have to worry, oh my God, I can't go out again. You know, if you're married with kids and you feel like staying home all the time and you got enough entertainment at home, that's fantastic. The more people around, the better. You know, I don't want to say this, but if I lived in Mexico, I'd quite sure I'd have more entertainment than if I'd lived here. And the reason for that is a lot of people, I mean, I don't know if I'm making this stuff up, but I'm stereotyping right now. You know, a lot of people, you know, family, really strong, family orientated, say what you have to say. We're all afraid to speak. You know, I wonder what it would be like in the animal kingdom, all being afraid to speak. The cow wouldn't go moo and the horse wouldn't go neigh. Raphael, 7286. Oh, let me read that last one. Let me see. There was one time when can I tell you something? Happened to me a few times. I had a dream about 11 numbers, and 6 of them came in the drawing, and the next drawing. I once had a dream about number 14. In fact, the dream was like so screwed up that just 14, and it was 14. I jumped out of bed, and it just so happens I was younger, and I was in Atlantic City at the time. And I ran downstairs, and there was a game called Sickbo. And I put $50 on number 14. I think it came out 653, 365 days a year right away. I don't remember what the odds were, but that was like crazy. So things like that happen. In fact, you woke me up to Vegas. Very good. Did you notice that just Vegas got that last hockey team last year? It works out so perfect because Vegas, the lights, the running of numbers. Where are all the numbers actually figured out in Vegas? Where did they figure that out? Is it all in Vegas? Where is it made up? Well, obviously, it's made up by those who bet the odds change. Where are the numbers? All the numbers are in Vegas. Hydroelectric Las Vegas Hoover Dam built over an Indian cemetery. Lake Mead. Is that what it is? Yes, this is from an old video. Thanks for reminding me. Las Vegas. The Las Vegas card. For every time the water goes down, something else drifts up. When are they actually opening up those dams? Yes, Bugs Bunny in Las Vegas. How many times did Jean-Jacques Larocque try to blow up the dam and Bugs Bunny said, "You can't blow up this one." Boom. I bet you can't blow up this one. Boom. Jean-Jacques Chalac. You remember that one? Yes, Las Vegas. I saw it. I saw it in my vision. Maybe it's because of the Bugs Bunny. All the rocks tumbling down. Something's going. If something was to go on in this world, for me in North America, it's perfect. And after that disaster that happened last week, I don't like to talk about anything, any disasters or any of that stuff. I don't want to be implicated in that, used against me in any way. So you know what? I talk about it. I blog about it. I don't know anything other than what you can possibly foresee for reason. That's what it all is, all about reason. Before anything even happens, there's reason. And if it happens, is it reason to say it's coincidence? And is it coincidental that if I drop a glass on a hard brick floor, is it coincidental that when the glass hits the cement, that the glass should break or shatter or dent? Is that what they call coincidental? Two cars heading the same direction in opposite directions towards each other, and coincidentally they hit the action. So I think that is good enough for now. I wanted to put on my lights before I ended this video. I always like putting on my lights, but I guess not. I can't find where they are. Let me see this one light just before I say. I don't know why. Just wanted to see what it looks like in this view. Anyways, there's two more gentle people online. Thank you for being here. I have not done a live video off the top of my head in a long time. Did we go through the seventh inning stretch? Let me finish the seventh inning stretch, which I did not finish. For those who were here, and hopefully somebody that watches the seventh inning stretch, and 18 outs and 21 outs. That 18 outs and 21 outs is 39. The numeric value for Saturn is 39. 3 times 9, 27, equaling to the red sun. The numeric value to the red sun. Nibiru, by the way, is 37, 73. 93 is Saturn. Inside the word Saturn, Saturn turns. It says sun inside it. There's 3 planets that have sun. Venus, N-U-S-S-U-N. Uranus, Saturn. 3 planets that have sun. The first 2 planets don't have any moons. The next 2 planets have 1 and 2 moons. And so on and so forth. Then we get Jupiter. Jupiter, right. Jupiter. The big one, right? Mama, Daddy, the blue guy, the red Mars, and you got Jupiter. You got a couple of balancing planets like Neptune. So anyways, 3 by 9 is 27 and 12. You take the 27, you minus it, becomes 15, Mars. You add it, becomes 39, becomes the same number, and it creates letters, 3 and 9, saying ciel, which also means sky. It also says yes to her, if you're thinking Spanish. I like to mix the 3 languages together. In fact, I like to mix a lot of languages together, just so I can see a little bit more of more definitions inside a word. Because usually for one or a, which tells me right here it's the heart. The 9 card, it would show me as the birth. So either it's a passage or it's the coming of the heart, the continuous energy when you breathe, the angel, and it stamps out all that information that you breathe in, and that would be 1 and 2 coming together. 1 and 2 coming together. 1 for 2. You have the in blood, you have the out blood, but you have the recipient. There's no blood going in and out without me. I'm the holder of all those veins. I'm the speaker of all that I think. Of that comes from where? In the air. I can probably go on forever. I'm getting a little drained from thought. The 7th inning stretch. So let's end it right now. So 39. Okay. 39 is that rotation of the wheel. The total 20. Okay. 37 is the other rotation. But in 39, the only place you will find 39 is combinations off of 3, 6, and 9, which Tesla says is our power energy. 36 on the roulette wheel and 3, 39. 6 and 33, 39. 9 and 30, 39. 12 and 27, 39. Now we had 27 in there, which 27 and 35 electric company, in which I mentioned earlier that connects to the moon, electric company. There's just so much. 13 AC/DC connects right into the moon. 2 and 7, the beta creation gateway. 1 and 7, 1 and 7, 2 and 7 create 3 and 7. Everything lives in 4, but nothing lives at all until 5 arrives, and 5 lives directly in 9. How do I know this? Because the dice cubes and the cards position tell me this story. Should I come out and tell you now? 5 connects to 9 because it's the same card. This replica card over here. I ended this video a long time ago. Where's the replica to the 5 card? You want me to show you? Watch. I'm going to show you. I'm going to take the card on your side. I'll buy more cards. And I'm just going to go, look. See what I have to do to this card to get it? I have to fold it. And now I have to bend it on the other side. Same card. No magic tricks here. I got paper all over the house. Kitties, come pick it up, please. I'll pick it up. Now here is replica of 2 different cards. The 9 and the 5. You see, so they're exact cuts. The same cuts. 1, 2, 3, 4. So all you're left with is the 4. 5 and 4 is the number in the sun. 9 is your birth. Life is your 6. Your 6 living with the continuous and connection to the moons. 6, 7, 8, 9. 6 and 9, 15. 1 and 5, 6. 9 and 6, right? 7 and 8, 15. So now you're creating G and H, the silent letter. GH, the gateway to the heavens. I like to use that word. 6 and 8. 2 times 4, 2 plus 4, your communication of the cat. 2 and 4 is 6. 2 times 4 is 8. The dividing of the gateway. Why? Because the game of craps shows it to you that way, and then it gives you odds. 6 pays 7. And in order for 6 to play 7, 1 times 6, 1 plus 6 is 6 and 7. And that's where you come into the half-life. Full cube, reflection is center. The only dice that will show you a center. Everything else reflects. See this? Same 2 dots are used here. 2 and 5, 3. All the dots are used except for the center, and there's the center dot. You have 4 sides that'll equal 5 is 20, and 2 sides that'll equal 7. That's 34. 7 and 7. 5, 5, 5, 7, 5, 7, 7, 5, 5. 5, 7, 7, 5, 5. 2014, 34. The DC world, the representation of number 1. 6 is the representation of 52. 1 is the representation of 34. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 represents, 6 represents 1, 6, 2, 5, 3, 4. So it's all already been created. So back to finish off with the roulette is it's because it's already been prearranged where it's going to fall. It all depends where the earth is right now. So you have to depend on the croupier who rolls the ball around, because only that person can have the actual feel without taking any instrument to try and figure out where the ball is going to fall. Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. Wow, never saw this before. Orange, opposite of green, opposite of blue, opposite of white. Yellow, opposite of red. I have no idea what this is, but I don't want to let it get to my head. Thank you for watching this video.